Oya mamunyina adwo makwaba edemoba Owia Kaseɛ mfonyin so anwumre no nsia Kaseɛ ewo obene mbosome de toso ensia fincha pimienu ene aduonu ensia ne bosome miensam ene we madam memu nsem bi de editie de dika apadumfo na akochi no wakonwura kuruche de agumam osemfo asema ye kroje se nyankopɔ nisio ena pesema kafo banu ye besi nkonwa ya bobo chede amamo ewo no www.owiatv.com sa enso ena Owia TV official ewo TikTok Owia TV Facebook and afi Owia TV YouTube bomodin na follow ye na share na yedwumadi awodo no ya na ado adwenche so e de ato ase e de amaye ewo honomo ententem so a ensema ye de ebesomo ena anwumre de edimu akoten no eni animu no ebi enie Ghana Mampanyi John Dramani mama enafo fidei wakasa na wode afa 24-hour economy wa yedi munjemu bremu
Mampanyi di atu edwase o my Ghana mpuntuo no ejina timamuni bia eso
neno en wasa echemse sanete dia ene ne wose maye nyina ye ne yeden ne yakuditi aketahye prayer ni kankan
Owura Elvis afri ankra kire se ba bia won be for my Ghana sika sem afri ye ane se de won masi atoto niema enei no ekire se o my Ghana aniema ebekoyi
oyenkese wo ingresi memu edimo ene sampayo ene tinkwa ede ama my Ghana
na Abu Sakara ene wode ato edwase o my Ghana mfinhia duosia nkunu mu nie yeda so ewo ha hodo pi na titire ne mabuno a wonum enya enyuma enye
madam opi ka we ho ene aye ne se Kaseɛ yede eba abesomui na emfa na sie ni bi emfa ma yo Bolivia enterprise wonum adi enuane awodo de abade onya eye ensohye na de aka na de enum eboa amanipadua na de ne ho sanso na dwabin rural bank enso ewo sika semu dwadie de wom ye obopon ewo mu e ma revise emo pafie wonum so de mopa no ene ehuntosi ni anwa nyina de aba wom de som adasa enye asem ketoa akenkanfo be no ambeti enkanwumre eyemme abusua pani ousu eduomi minim ni abema
nana kwame achimano pambo
afi Kaseɛ no enchimu Ghana Mampanyi John Dramani mama ene wo menya fofide to so dia sankonofo agesimpie ni apaso na ne Kaseɛ mu bie ene odi tudwa wo chirimu se emra na wono mpese wono editai ne bose a no friends 24-hour economy a ne nchemu no nyina ne se adwuma baako nenso ebechemu miensa amanipa miensa ene betumi ayo no no ene nyame adaroma wono abomode adi hu dwuma mra hye bedwafo adi hu dwuma amoasan ama abeye mra ebeta akiri botaye nyina ne se ebeboa na ye ntotoye na ahyehye niema ama obi ehu kwan obefa so ne ebeto niema be ma 24-hour economy no eja ne namro so pampe na ni so ade hu na aben pese wonya na eboa manyuma ba maburu enya bi eyo no no eno so atimi abem Ghana Mampanyi.
Every administration, regardless of its political inclination, has played its part in building the nation we all proudly call Ghana. Our democracy has endured because we've learned to compete without destroying, to disagree without hatred, and to transfer power peacefully, which is evidence of the maturity and the wisdom of the Ghanaian people. Your Excellency Prime Minister Terence Drew, your presence here today carries great significance for us. Your visits and our bilateral engagements represent more than just diplomacy. They signify a historic reconnection between Ghana and our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, branches of the same ancestral tree. The dungeons of the Cape Coast and Elmina castles remind us of the dark chapters of history when millions of Africans were forcibly transported across the Middle Passage to the so-called New World. Yet from that tragedy arose the remarkable resilience, creativity, and cultural brilliance that continue to influence the world. Today, Ghana is working with partners across Africa and the diaspora to seek historical justice. Later this month, Ghana will submit a motion to the United Nations declaring slavery and the transatlantic slave trade the gravest crime against humanity.
Ghana Mampenny John Dramani Mahama na odi tudwa no woto so se so hwe afrim resanti ni afia pema hankono aduokuru mienu a ye hyase de kabi maminka bi amemu edi dwuma se de esi agyan nam no so pampe se subontimu koko emfa woni amanyoku awodre wa hanmo nanso yaka bomu ne de kroye ene ade ede ebo adwuma na osini nyina betimi aka ho na aboa amoman kan kono etimi akọ enkan ewo no.
Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama ensem odi tudwa ewo Ghana mfinhye adusia enkono afidi da ye hye hofa ene due ase na mampanyi kire se omai Ghana mpuntuo no ejina timamuni bia eso omampanyi kire se onama hofama afeinsiye ene etuhu ache so besom omai Ghana nemum no ono eye na famudie se omampanyi ne wo setimamfuo obia nso etimi eye na famudie wo kire se ebra Ghana nya afa ahodie efri broni kokko ensem no yetu anamon bebre akukuruhwe ase ewo mudie nanso ni nyina mu ni yampa ba yeguso edutu yanamo ekoye nim kakra yentimi enkodu mpempenso a yepe eno na mampanyi kire se empuntuo no ba kofo nko a entimi ensoa enu nti wo strese timamuni bia enyina famudie emfamwa se de beya omai Ghana yebetumi adu mpempenso a yenyina yepe mampanyi nsem no ebi enie
requires our collective efforts. My fellow Ghanaians, 69 years ago, our nation was born in hope, and together we gather here this morning to renew that hope. The journey has not always been smooth. We have stumbled and often felt disappointed in ourselves, but we have never given up. There's resilience that defines the Ghanaian spirit still lives on. As your president, I pledge to serve with integrity, humility, and unwavering dedication to the welfare of our people. But Ghana's progress cannot rely solely on my leadership. It will depend on every citizen doing their part. Wherever you are, whatever you do your part with excellence. Do it for Ghana, do it for Africa, and do it for the generations yet unborn. Ladies, as I conclude, building prosperity, inspiring hope is not merely today's theme. It is our national mission. Today we celebrate how far we have come, and when we leave here, tomorrow we must commit ourselves to how far we will go.
Actually, mampanyi John Dramani Mahama sanso de ato Ghana fo nyina anim se ewomuse obia wo babia wo firi obia nso ne amanyuku a wodo nanso ne nyina enkamfu ano omai Ghana mpuntuo ene wo se edi anim kan awo yade ye nyina emu anunti wo stresse amanyuku ena afi babia obi firi de kan se tribalism no ye nyina kwa yemfanto babi kura na yenhwese ye be ma omai na de yakoma so ne atoto ne yema kama na atimi aboa amomai nso atumi atumpone.
But freedom demands responsibility. We need to re-establish discipline in our national life. Discipline in how we manage public resources. Discipline in adhering to the law. Discipline in how we treat one another in public life. Patriotism should extend beyond just slogans. True patriotism must be shown through our everyday actions. The citizen who protects public property, the public servant who treats every Ghanaian with respect, and the entrepreneur who opts to invest his resources in Ghana's future. Above all, we must place country above party, above tribe, and above personal interest. Citizens, Ghana is bigger than any one of us. To the young people of this country, I see you, I hear you, and I believe in your potential.
Kaseɛ, yes, Excellency John Dramani Mahama na de ode kan ho bi ene se omai Ghana japade ane niema hodo ya woni nyina no ewo se Ghana ni bia ema no ye no ahiasem na eniema ne yetimi bo ho ban yie yemfanto yakoma so ne enya niema te se de eye ne ankase de na atimi aboa amoma ne so atimi afa ne ntema papa afria.
na eno no won to aso no se we nyina betimi abam na da ya o man ne so sa ye benya ne mapa na ye ni so ade hunu enkan ko ebebe abrabom na timi agina e wo seketa hye prayer ne kankan yetimi konkoden na ye tu ase na edi efri ho no mokra wo se enne yie no sa wo keta hye prayer ne kankan ebamu a wo bon se aka homasua aka yarehwe aka bibia enu ntie ne ka presempo ataku a obia efa no kan na hunu se edam papa ebosanke bi etumi disie ema mofra enyamu akonya akotena mu ekosukuu no aka no saa so na asopiti wo sie disie ema obia ne hododo no kono kopa yarehwe no nso aka no ho ene ne de na wo sie betumi ye enu nti wono Ghana mampanyi no wode yensiye ne nweta so ne nkoden ade hyem sane be obetumi akon na wode aboa maketa hye pre ne kankan no etimi akonkan wo sie free bibi resetting Ghana agenda eno no nyina ka ho ene ma ne sipi na esita ema no epaye si betimi asesa na Ghana no yasakire mu ama ne ma etimi akonkan ya yesi ehwe keta hye prayer ne kankan no ne konkoden ho ne etimi agina ye namro so se twebe ama ne ma etimi akonkan
to reset our nation Ghana. Resetting Ghana goes beyond simply managing our issues. It involves transforming how we govern, how we produce, and how we share the fruits of our prosperity. Over the past year, we've taken decisive steps to stabilize our economy, restore investor confidence, and rebuild fiscal discipline in how we manage our resources. Inflation is declining, the cedi, our local currency, is stabilizing, and confidence in the Ghanaian economy is gradually returning. We renegotiated our debts to obtain more sustainable terms for our people, and we've redirected valuable national resources towards healthcare, education, agriculture, and employment creation. But resetting Ghana goes beyond just the numbers. It involves resetting our values, our expectations, and the social contract that exists between leaders and citizens. Leadership must be accountable. Corruption is a cancer that erodes the very foundation of our nation. Every cedi that is stolen from the public purse represents a classroom that is robbed of textbooks. It represents a hospital that will go without medicines. It represents a road that will be left uncompleted. And it represents a young graduate that will be denied opportunity. Under my leadership, we're not just fighting corruption with words alone. We're strengthening institutions, protecting anti-corruption agencies from political interference.
Nyese ebi ayede ano keke ne ka na emum ne yehwe sene beya amannwuma wodo a wono ewo akwanya se wo mko editi aketa hye pre ne kankan no yebehwe na yama wo nso ho ayede no ho aye nam no motimi akon afei yama wo mo wono ewo sika no mpeso mo de be se o mayi mu eye adwuma no nso no yama wo manwoma mu gidie no motimi aye adwuma yie na ko keta hye pre ne kankan no ayese kokram yade Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama.
Ene Ghana mfinhyia aduosia enkron ayede ye ho efribuni kokko nsemo mampanyi de nsempi na na tu dwa na ebi enkranhyesemo a wode ekọ adima Ghana mabunu mampanyi ekire Ghana mabunu no o hye wonum nkran ka kire o mo se Ghana fapem ane oman ne daachi egina wonum so na wonum ade ye nyina mampanyi ekire wo hu wonum ogidie ane arehemu a wonum mu ote wonum nsemo a wonum eka mampanyi ekire enei abafo kwan aba ye faso adidi jumade kan se technology eno ebetimi aboa den sachiraye aba e wo mabunu no asetenam wose anunti ene oman no ye betimi agina eno so na yetimi aye sansachiraye a ye pe e wo oman Ghana mu wose kane na abehwe obi tonne ma nanka esunitiri so no wo pai nanso enei utumi ebie adwuma e wo ntenten fidie so faako a wote na woton wade kama wosune nyina eye nsachiraye a enei atumi aba anunti mampanyi ehye emabunu no ani nkuma ne enkuran se won monton koso wanya de etene se de beya ene abefo kwan no eso ebetimi aba emfaso ede ama o mampanyi nsemo a ode tu dwafa mabunu ho no ebi eni.
The young people of this country, I see you, I hear you, and I believe in your potential. You belong to a generation that is armed with tools and opportunities that earlier generations could hardly have imagined. In your hands, a smartphone transforms into a classroom. In your hands, a business platform, a smartphone transforms into a business platform. In your hands, a smartphone transforms into a creative studio and a gateway to the global economy. However, I also recognize your frustrations, and that is why government is investing in digital infrastructure, entrepreneurship programs, and innovation hubs across the country, from Accra to Kumasi to Tamale, Takrady, Ho, and Koforidua. We're reforming education to meet the needs of the modern economy and expanding internship and apprenticeship programs to bridge the gap between school and the world of work. But success will also depend on discipline, resilience, and excellence. And let me give you sound advice. The future belongs to those who prepare for it.
Mahama amano anso ene Ghana fa hudi aye die na ye huri na ye to yensa ene ade nyina no eye osagefo kwame atoapem nkroma ene wodi animu ehwe ma asafa hudi yensa etimi ekan ye anu ntima mpanyin ka bibi ede for sagefo kwame atoapem nkroma ho ene wo che se fa hudi awoje ede ma omai Ghana nyese bia fa hudi keke nemum no se ye ni ankase betimi ate ase se yade ho ade afiri nkwaso mu a ne ye ni ankasa ye betimi enya adwemu nsakire ya yede beye bibi ena afa ba wiase afa na nyina yenso ye betimi bibi se oman ama mansa nyina atimi ehu ye enu ntima mpanyi ejina osagefo kwame atoapem na asemo eso ene wo ka kire Ghana fo nyina se omoye fa hodie dasron kokora enu nso nsemo a mampanyi di tudwa bi enie.
We cannot speak of Ghana's present without paying homage to our past. 69 years ago, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah proclaimed to the world that at long last the battle is ended and that Ghana, our beloved country, is free forever. He also added that the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. Nkrumah did not only grant us independence, he awakened within us a sense of consciousness and a continental purpose. We cannot speak
Pa yetisi wakasei Ghana Mampanyin's Excellency John Dramani Mahama na nsemi wadi tudwa ewo Jubilee House wabra o my Ghana mfinhyia aduosia nkono afidida na yehye ho fa.
Ebre ti say ya wo my Ghana mudi mafo fida mfinhyia aduosia nkono me ne me hokani yegyina ye mamutiri nkwa na yehye mukomu den se monkoso na momo adwumaten na momfa mo amoma ntimi entumpon enko nkan tienwa yonko feda aman mienu ntamwo eye nyiresi ene Ghana na ese eye biakoye eye kroye eye papayo a ebuo mu amane matimi konkan na wore ena anu adakra me ankasa menua eye His Excellency the Duke of Edinburgh wo bo modern na wo ba Ghana obubu obusumi mu na obesra mo sede musimi jin fel so amamre amane ene ho hyehyeye ene ya kono keka eno kra me da mase ma fa kwanya we so nam de aseda ma mo pa mere metimi aka abramenka emfa Ghana fo emma wonum ewo ingresi memu hanom sade wom nso nkoden a wom kunbo adwuma ede mboa emma ingresi meyi enso nkanko etimi konkan no ni nyina e kire se o meyi mienu no ewo twaka bia edaye ntamu a efri abakwasemu edi besi na ewo sie nyina yekoso a ni edi buo na ede dodo ye ho a yahe adwi se ye nyina ye behwe ni aboaboa ye ho ni abobo ye nyina ho so sane ye be ya ni suade hu na ye pe no ebetimi abamu ebinum eyesuku so awodo eni ayasabe awodo na beboa amatemamufo nso esum asom etimi adwo mo kakra enti enne emfinhyia aduosia enkron yi mema mo nyina tiri nkwa otwedi ampɔ mo ho ban na wonkoso ano wonwawa mo emfa mo nkoduru bɔhyɛ asase so de wo kasa yi aye ohimpopro a wo English memu Ken Charles a wotoso miensa United Kingdom wo no ena eneyi wode sakrata yi efri na bank siemu na wode abro man Ghana afofida eneyi di
Yeda so ewo Ghana mfinhyia aduosia nkron afofida ye hye ho efai emo Owura Elvis afri ankra se okoma mpanyi atena kase mu awono ene ba esom ahodo ne gidi ahodo wono mo ensem so hwe na wodi nkita ho ede efa ho na wode ato edwase emfimpinu ene aduonu na Ghana fokoto abawie ya NDC amanyuko no betena abanwa so afri emfimpinu ene aduonunum eba no afie dikan no wono de yensakyeraye ede yentotoye afapem mapa ena wono de toye efa o my Ghana sikasem emu wo kyerese kane aban na wote so no said o my Ghana we see atutu sikasem na ne ma nkoye woja akire nwura pa ana kyese ehu behia se aban foforo na wo ba no na obetumi adododo se nwura ni nyina na wabiebie niema ewa akwan mu enu nti o hyebo ese eneya andi samanyuko ne de afe atumi ato sa afapem no awie no enhye ya aka ni nyina no enu bebie kwan de ato se de be ya enyuma betumi aba na afe wonum nso a eye nyuma ewo my Ghana mu no wonum nso nyuma no atumi atumpo no wo kire se 24-hour economy nhye ya wonum de aba no ebeboa ama Ghana fo asetena mu atumi akoyie ensem bia Owura Elvis afriye ankra aditudwa enie.
When we took office, the place was full of weeds, mini trees and all those things. That is the inflation, okay? That is the dollar, okay? That is interest rates. Now, these are hindrances for economic growth. So no business person, no individual, nobody will come and invest any money into a field like this. That is the economy. So the fundamental thing you need to do is to remove those obstacles and bottlenecks. So he has removed them. Now it creates an enabling environment for business people, industrialists, and for the 24-hour economy bill that has been passed. It creates the opportunity for both local and international business people to now come in and put their money in there, invest. That is where the jobs will come. So it is in stages. I think it's ridiculous to expect that within 1 year he would have solved all the problems. The problems are solved in stages, and the fundamental ones are the ones that he's done and he's doing. That will create the necessary enabling environment for takeoff. That's why the last time he said, are we ready for takeoff? We must be ready because we are going to take off. So our prayer is that there has to be continuity and consistency. You understand me? We don't want to get into a place where we go forward, then we come back, we go forward, we come back. So we are all praying that all the policies that are showing tangible results. Okay. My brother, all the three, rating agencies, Standard & Poor, Fitch, and the other one, Moody's, they've all ranked us very high. And this, but they don't just rank you anyhow. The results are there, they are tangible. Last one, practical. For a Ghanaian, if you used to buy fuel a week, I'd say maybe 1,000 Ghana cedis. And today, now I'm buying 600, 700, and it's able to keep me. That's money in my pocket. So that's the way it works. All right. Thank
you. Elvis free ankra and what is answer to Jubilee House.
Abuja amanyuku ananka kane na wonmo movement ye keke komo aboma afrafranto na nyasem kotwa enei wonmo anyini agraduate ababaye amanyuku ye from say United Party UP eni twentia nene wonmo so enam omo epanyi ba ko fense Owura Owusu so amom de krata e de ababonta ni nyina efa omen afofida ye die ni nyina eho wose se omen betimi akonkan ya ehia pa se de namye enwita so eni ensi ye honhom ebeka bom na yebebo adwuma ewo hono mu abiem kɛtahyehye proye ene kankan enso ade a wose yehwe na yeko na yeditia afe mpanyimfo mo ya kandifo a won mo edi wo man animu no nso yefre bibi accountability wose won bɔ modern na bra no no won mo yiw eye wo mo yiwo na mo bu akonta na mo de kyerɛ ɔman no wo hɔ efri afe apem ahankono aduonum nson a wo man nya afa hodie edi besi ne no wose sese wo man no yafo ha bebre mu amane bebre mu nanso sese ni yasa anyini a yɛkɔ yanim ɛwɔ bibia yɛfɛ mu bia ɛno nti na hu behia sɛ yɛbɛbɔ modern na yɛboa ma eniema bɛboa mo man no timi akɔnkan no yɛbɛhyɛ mu kena ne titiriw no kɛtahyehye no a ɛno na kyɛse akɔyɛ nsaba mu a ama ɔman ne baabia ayɛ bɔgɔɔ no yɛbɛtimi ayire mu na afei no yakɔ ɛde atia na ama niema atimi akɔnkan wɔwie no ɛno ɔma yɛ nyinaa yɛ ho etiri nkwasɛ wotwe di ampɔte kwafra mu a wɔhatam no nkumachi a mowia wɔwo abaduasa na wɔgye abayɛ no nadama wɔnsa wawa ɔman Ghana na ɔmfa yɛ nkɔdu bɔhyɛ asase so
Ghana Finshia Dusia and Knofrida Yesha Hofei Eho Dr. Abu Sakara and Wakasa Edi Afa o my Ghana and Pempenswa, ya person ki kudrune and Pempenswa, and ne ye war eho, and watcher say, and Mabuno Sawusha Sia, and you man shedda, anyhow Emma Warnum and Kia Dia Hua. Finshia Dusia and Krumunino, I was unclear to Matotonia Makama, a man for the Juma to me aba, Amama Buno, one more at me and ya be ayen so Ghana ha, yentimi enkodusa and Pempenswano, and Unti, and whom be here see to me she and near me. Now, or say a brana Ghana ya dear home, a free bruni coco, and some me say, and Kibet me at 20 mamma and Finshia Dusia Kono, actually an anki at me edging up a me, near Sika Sam Yatimi I shen ye, Nanso near my antisa, or say or minor, Yatunia ma agumusa, so baha yesika sama nhye no ayese obi aya ne de obi aya de open fidi dwuma no yen share da enko yenim sede nka yesi penanso ni nyina nkamfu ano ade ba akwa betumi de ahoaho ho ne se ene oman ne atimi asachira ade afri abantubuo aban mu ene ye betumi akase ye to aba na ye de yima mpanya ma betena adwaso akire wadwena menkyere wadwema mu ni de yetimi akoya nim kakra e wo ho nanso ni nyina nkamfu ano Owia Abu Sakara HSE o my Ghana ye wo ekwantwa yie papa ensem bia odeto yanimu enie.
Clearly we have not yet reached where we should be, but we have made a lot of progress. I think on the economic side we have transitioned our economy towards a more mixed economy. But we didn't achieve the industrialization, or we have not achieved it yet. So we're still behind compared to our contemporaries. On the political side, of course, we've made a significant gain. We're known as the beacon of stability in our neoliberal democracy, and of course, with various changes, peaceful changes of government. So that is a good plus in our cap. On the social side, there's a lot of youth unemployment, and that is coupled with the lack of industrialization. Although we've made progress through the foundation of universal primary education, we're now training people not for our economy, but to export them, because we have high youth unemployment, and you will have that if you don't have industrialization, because the service sector cannot absorb all of them, and even those absorbed by the service sector are being absorbed to service other people's industrial growth. So there we have a big task to do. I think if you look at the geopolitical stance, we went from a purely Pan-Africanist view. Now we have a non-aligned view to one in which we have a more multilateral approach. And some will even say that we have aligned ourselves a little bit more Western. But I think that with the reset agenda, we hope that will come back, especially as we are now trying to build bridges with our AES colleagues, that will come back more towards our core Pan-African agenda and also begin to look seriously at
Dr. Abu Sakara.
Na said the insuno air tono. As a ya senkro for plans.
But you beko baby wako dada.
Sir.
O
debi on say adian san every saa time yin kan no so yi kwei no. Ena nko mom nyina ebo mom ate ase kwem but some we say the insuno.
Ene holiday.
Ntine kwa kwa.
Ze wuni mu a. De oba nani abre so beko baby wako.
ene binom so kasa Ghana mfie na wanya no so bebo apa 69 no for the be ne ma I say 69
69 no so high
star be no
man for ye
amoye ne say
69
enam so amoye ne say ba amoye ne hene
ba ko tiko south na ba ko tiko north
if I'm sure mumpe airtime man no mfa on fanya mfa so nkom all ages na Ghana ha ages there ages bi wa Mommy pass ni enko ya ni we fiala de Friday bibia timisi we bizaya abo ama obeka to si fiada de bibia timisi and 69 no what is south and west and south and north
yeah de me kan yeah
ya sa ntimi ngom ni
69 o de ko fia no abisa
sa abusa ya nto aso entimu a moti 69 na so no fanya message na mfa na me kan fa mam de esa me ntiase papa na ukopie mu asa eye ofan ya yedie ya na se afofida yedie ya afo ano south east aban krache panyini eye onwanyamfo Ibrahim Ayamba Isaka na wono so edensam ede atodwa na wakire mu a afofida ne nyaade asabi akusabi donto eye da kropa bi ada ade to aso a ekonanim a na so man ni betimi anyanyaa na agina so de a ene ne wosi yekura yemudie mu ye de ahofama odo na temamufo ye kambom na afei akandifo nso edi yanim no emo man no do eku wo mo na omutimi bo adwumaden na omo edeboa osesa wo kaka wani na akohwe afei apem ankono aduonum nso ansa na oman bede ne ho ede afi ingresifo ensem a osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah eni mpanyimfo ni ntini adwetwe bia na omo yeti brekesa na omutua no a wono boa ye konkoden emo manya afa hodie na womo de nkoden enam ye enweta so eni ensi ye honhom ene womo de hyemu se ne wo man na ni soade hunu ene da ya ye nyina ye so ne mpa ya ye bo no so ma betimi anyanya de agina so a sisi ye nyina ye kai tete atempo no na ye kofa na ye de nam ye ne ahofama ene wo man no ho do ehyem na no betimi aboa ama ye ni soade hunu no yetimi aduru ho
afi 69th Independence Day. And that's why building prosperity, restoring hope. As a DCG executive, we now man now. Mama, I have for at least 4 years this year. I feel sharper. Ghana young few edition Enkron. There until 57 years, I have now. That's after the chef. I feel so dear. I have at least you know a drama. I come up. Babe photo schools, artisans, and Mamma Kaka. I come up. The catcher, I found for you and say, a baby of children and answer, and that's when you are. One period for by your Rabbi Mamma. What the? How careful for Abba. I'm a social economy now. Here, Sikasem, the Numasem, the Aquine school, you will be glad. Wapenya bayadi kesa di daso ede enya independence ne keke say enya freedom ye kotia transit ase nyina kabum ye adwumaten say de be betu ama Ghana na ede akore because e bi na de omo enkwato ho omo de omoja na to ho ama na so bedu yeso enti yeso so ya bedu ya tia sabi yeso de ne ye de aboa Ghana uhwe afaro sati ya ya ye nyuma bedu chief compounds, schools, ya kwan, etutu nsu, ya MP aye pitch, you arema mabu schools so mbeti beji akọ. Di ejuma de be na ide akoso to hwe beji ya bedi for 1 year na esombo. Nti ya bomb pipe enu afidara. Na ye tinkoma na ya san ye bebi.
Afuano South East aban krache panyini ononyamfo Ibrahim Ayamba Isaka wono ena yeteni nken
Ghana fa wodi days eho enenam so amawdu ani chiremu ewa afuano ato yemensin mu aban krache panyini ho no ayononyamfo Abubakar Sadiq wodi ato edwase Ghana yemfa enye edasronko a yede kaka ye ho se yebetumi IBB ediaboa omai Ghana ama omai no atimi atumpon na kane no de wobehwe nkeduru sabre na nke aboabo ye ho ano kama na ne ye nyina no ye ntuku ntade ya hyeso kama ya to na yadwitwa ananse entintan ya to akire kama ani ye se wushu no uni black polish ya na wakọ akọpeda asan to anase kane a shedi ni sei na wapurupuru mu a wiwi na de kerosene kakra gum na wodi atwi wushu yi ho hyem na ade sene no na nka yehima basa nanso enei empanyimfo ekire se sikasem ani ade enti yenyi abasawo se kane ne yeboaboa edon kakra bi ano eno nenam so ama ononyamfo Abubakar Sadiq wode ato Ghana fo nyina anim se ya moabo ye ho ano ankohia fa akode nanso ni nyina mu no ekire se oman na wasi etumi eka ye ho bom na yetu ye ho adisi oboa hwe se oman no ebetumi atumpon no wase emprempren wonu mo hwe na ensase e bum betumi atwitwade ato ama ba afo ano west ho no mu a empuntu atumi akoso no wo mo be ne sa pepepe no achi no ba no ba se Mankranso Senior High School say no abana ehwe anim kwan so bepeja school nim ede aba grade B ensemo a Owura Abubakar Sadiq odi tudwa bi enie
schools on the management and maintenance of washroom facilities. Government interventions. Measures are currently underway to upgrade Mankranso Senior High School, that's Mansek, to a category B school, as announced by the Minister of Education following the school's remarkable performance at the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz. We say Ayiko to the headmaster, the teachers, the students, and the students for their remarkable performance. Nananum, where the mesre answer na metro aso no yempeja ye ho na yemo ensam ema Mankranso Senior School quiz team o ma peja ye di aduache nananum mesre mo ani bi ebu mesre mo mempeja ye mu standing ovation ema Mankranso quiz team no yes remo yo yadamase, we are proud of you guys. Absorbed into the government system. Teaching staff have already received their appointment letters, remaining that of non-teaching staff. Furthermore, your senior school was adjoined the district and regional best in practical agriculture at the 2025 Farmers' Day celebration. We congratulate them, we congratulate the management, students, their stand-up performance. Ladies and gentlemen, our youth remain the backbone of the district future. I therefore encourage you to uphold discipline, pursue innovation, and acquire relevant skills. While consciously avoiding all forms of social vices, let us channel our collective energy into productive and lawful activities that contribute meaningfully to the district and the national development. To our dear teachers, we say thank you for your patience, sacrifice, and love in caring for and guiding our people.
Abubakar Sadiq wono ene ya bankraji panyi de ma adehia won wo afuano west and what is ansemi etudwa
yemfra for fidance ne yenwura mu ewo my Ghana mrahye bedwafie na enka ne soafo abedi achi na ohwe bambo ensam so owura Kofi Amankwa manu na wode nsem bi ede atodwa ukoposo a ye won krofo bi from se parity ene won mu ye poso akrofo a wo mo hadwen pa ntito afarefo eye ni no makoto ache wo no so na wo no afo wo mu no mu nsesa wo no ne wo ne ma na nwi ebisi ema Ghana de nam yo no so ema wo mo koje atuatefo nyina mo koche wo mo ne ade a na no no opanyi di tudwa wo kire mu separate fo nde wo no ho ena se de obi kana wo mo ho so ye de o mbeba wo se an ba de o mbeba nanso ekodi a wo befa so a wo bekon no enne hia ti yera mo ma bansa wose nei amahubua abo afarefo na wo mo ye wo modwuma mpa na wo mo rehwehwe wo mo chia ni nyina no wogekere ho ntansa na wode bo akandifo a eye NDC for office niema bia wo mo nye oni yintra.
Is it not worrisome that for the first time in our history we can have pirates coming as close as within 30 nautical miles of our waters, approximately 45 kilometers, having a field day to the extent of abducting our compatriots? Is that not worrisome? It is very worrisome. And Mr. Speaker, sometimes I ask, where did we get here? And how did we get here? My colleague alluded to the fact that when a contract was brought to this house, it had to be withdrawn. Mr. Speaker, when the contract was brought to this house, I sat right there. And in fact, at the mere mention of that contract, our colleagues rejected with an emphatic no that we will not buy those equipment. Those are the OPVs. These OPVs have long endurance, stay on sea, and they have firepower. It is wrong and erroneous for my friend to say that pirates are pirates and so they can strike at any time. Yes, pirates are pirates. They can strike at any time. But it is a responsibility of our leadership to prepare against any eventuality or attack from any pirate. We
Osia my Ghana mrasebe dwafie no abedwafo won rebambo na afeyi o meya fisam so me chairman of Parliament Defense and Interior Committee ononyamfo James Agaga no se dia party fu won beba na so betimi akokon no yasem na no wan ye tu ye fighter jet ni ade nam wiemu ye koya na mufi say Iran ne US nkwa na fighter jet won asrafo etu ye no mo de nam wiemu ko chese we
respect to the terror attacks in our waters. Mr. Speaker, pirates are pirates. They would attack. But the problem is after the attack, we are looking at the response, the reaction of our security forces. Did we react or not? We did. In fact, there was a hot pursuit for those pirates. They were chased and they fled. Our Navy acted in coordination with our Air Force. Our fighter jets were in the sky. Our ships were on our waters. The pirates had to retreat very quickly for their dear lives. Mr. Speaker, thereafter, we were able to rescue all the affected fishermen. 71, not a single soul was lost. We should be full of commendation for our security forces, the Air Force and the Navy, which is why our president has indicated in the message on the state of the nation that we would continue to equip and to retool the security services. The other day, Reverend Ntimfojo indicated that when they brought an agreement before this House for the acquisition of 2 offshore patrol vessels, we opposed it. Mr. Speaker, the Hansard would bear me out. We never opposed the acquisition of the 2 offshore patrol vessels.
Ora ononyamfo James Agaga no wo wie no wo ka akire na wo de tudwa no wochim nai ena Ghana fo mfa bambo mfa ma wo no dwadifo a wo no uti kwa akọ Kina ena wo mkohia wo wie ne wo mko attack wo mi ena o na ne wan na ka kire wo Ghana dwadi ni ofri Ghana ekọ obi manso akodi dwa no wo kwa na no nke de Ghana asrafo ne opposition wo se nde wo ye nza anya de yi.
Reverend Ntimfojo says there is insecurity in our country because 8 of our compatriots were killed in Burkina Faso. Mr. Speaker, let me address my brother directly. Burkina Faso is a country with territories well defined in international law. Ghana's security apparatus cannot cross over boundaries, borders, and provide for the security of our nationals in that country. Mr. Speaker, we are not the United States of America. We are not. And so when Ghanaians, and let me extend my condolence to our compatriots, the 8 of them who lost their lives. But when Ghanaians cross borders into foreign jurisdictions, their safety and security becomes the sole responsibility of the security apparatus of that country. And so, Mr. Speaker, the point I'm making is that our security apparatus did not do anything wrong. In fact, when our compatriots died and some wounded, our security apparatus, with the cooperation of the Burkinabés, actually rescued. They did medical evacuation, and we should be commending our Air Force. The Kaseɛ flew to Ouagadougou and brought back the wounded, some of whom are now receiving treatment at the 37 Military Hospital. So, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect to my brother, the ranking member, Ntimfojo, our security apparatus is up to the task.
Bambo adwuma kwahwe omujira mo namro so pampe won ma yesa bemfa so wo munya asem ketwa na ye nya America fonti Ghana ni tu kwan efiri omam kopi omamfofra na bambo nsem no ejina sa wo man no so onwanyamfo James Agaga
na edenkumo mrashibe dwafie enomri ato edwase wo mbesre se nhwemu fiko enkoso emfamfa enra mane bobeto dwase chamfan emfidie be se apem aduoson 1070 eno maitema ye porto aba beduru ama mpanyimfu atumi akobie so ama Environmental Protection Agency for won mo nsa aso sa chamfa mfidie mu se kuan ne no na edonkuma no echese we die won mo sese nhwemu enkoso emfamfa won mo a ehye kire kokra sa chamfa mfidie do so podie ntese ade bepie mu ewo my Ghana mu na omaya yatimu beye mienu ene haye won mo a esori anadwo dasuo mu a won mo tuo na afi won mo so esori anadwo dasuo mu efa chamfa mfidie ne excavators ekosi yensuo ani enkwa ibretuo mu na won mu funtum asase ani na omose ejapade a ewo mu no ana donkuma no echese Ghana ha ye we galamse ne kon no enya bete emfama ye kura ye bre anunti se yakonya enkofobia won mo hyekire na wokra chamfa mfidi akese bebrebe se de ba na awose atumi dom suko ne yehwe sa nkofo kura won mo kra ede baye wose edikan wode abasobode ekọ ede ama akandifu a wonum eda omai porto ano se omutumi bo moden na ohwe mu a saa chamfa mfidie won mutumi agiye ne momu no ade baako a wonum besre paase donkuma no fam ene se wohwe mfidie de so podie ntise ya ayobi eneyi ne sika wode ekra ebaye ayobi na hye akire a wode kra saa mfidie ahodoi edi ebaye ne enim ensemone nso a won de saa chamfa mfidie ne edi nto besre se yenya mu hwehwemu na won ma hye akire no yenhwe ema emra ene wonum eni enu akire no ana donkuma no ekire se wonum besre mfidie ya wonum nsa kan enye se bi ya ebe ne katasomo mu aso bi abehwe na mfidie saa kodi saa galamsefu nsem davida eni kwa se eba ne saa won besre se mfidie no ebe ya nka yenhye no ne yehye ne nso a yema Ghana ni bia ne Ghanafo ye ni kro twawisi asawe ye hwene santemo enhwe se de ebe ya ye nyina ye betumi hu se no kwasem ni mfidie no won mo gye nanso no won mo asɛ na sabio ankodi nipa bonefo bia ensemo enu no masa atubi e de amane won mo a ewo Ghana ha Ghana Revenue Authority se won mo anim hu bi esanse mfidie se ni nyama bi se eba duty ni ade won mo aya hu adwumanti e ba ne sei ena mfidie se etumi beduru ye na nka nipa kro ekoyi se Environmental Protection Agency won mo ankomu a na nka sa ankofo yi e de koseye nsuo ni ensase ntidom kuma na stresse enhwemu enkosomfa ho
Bomranse bedwafi ona ana mranse bedwani a wogire mo de matememufo a won mo enkokọ abato mpesua so wopanyina so ye gya ne namro so de adesrede eto Ghana mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ene ndisi abanim se wo mamranse bedwafo ye hia wo mu wo se nei mranse bedwafo sika semu akwa atwe de ama wo mo cheka na ebabunu wonu nya biu ene wonu mu dwanam ni sika bia wo se de ma wo mo no sika ni ho ena maban no niema wo toto anya niema pentie no ama wo mu nya bi na wo mo de nya wo no ho atwaye.
My issue is not about the reduction of the price. If it is even 10 cedis, pay them. You are not paying farmers. That's what my beef is. And in Parliament here, we are also suffering. No money anywhere. And you talk about reduction in inflation. Where is it coming from? If you don't pay, who spends? This is the time that the cocoa money should have boosted the economy. No money. So in the villages, the economy is zero. They are not growing. Nobody is spending. So how do you talk about inflation coming down when you don't spend and you can't even pay MPs and give us our entitlement? You are all suffering, but you won't talk. So please be sincere to yourselves and let's say the truth, and the truth shall set us.
When you for Joseph from Pong Wom, na she be dwani nkokọ no ye nyina ye bre somebody mo kasa wuntimi nka asem no kure dem na no si ya na okọ moin abato mpesua so constituency ba kwa ni din ye medepa no moin your friends say mion na dey as a China constituency moin ne mion ni nyina nya mion na ekokosi na moin anasa moin Musbahu Amahama Adams ye eno ono nso sori ye no se he ene sikasem na enkoye ne mafe ne se a enkoye nyina ye va nkoche na nda nkwagufu ado na memmuo ne peso brobesia bonkum ni fa bromofu ene motuso nyina ene ka ho ene ne ya kan ya wura Joseph Frimpong asori a wo kan nsem.
Mr. Speaker, indeed they are very uncomfortable and dangerously afraid at the precision with which the NDC government is managing the economy. For instance, Mr. Speaker, when we take the primary balance of the economy. The primary balance, something that measures the primary balance. It measures it. Mr. Speaker, the primary balance. It measures how prudent a government is able to manage an interest expenditure as against total revenue in a particular period. And I must commend the government who were able to achieve a 2.6% as against a target of 1.5% of GDP. Mr. Speaker, the MPP were able to only manage a 3.6 deficit negative when they were in government. This showed how recklessly our economy was managed. They were only able to borrow at the least provocation to fund recurrent expenditure, carry out the private sector in the process. Mr. Speaker, the overall benefit of all this is that the NDC government was able to reduce the public debt to 45% of GDP as against what was handed over to us at 61.8%. This boosted Ghana's creditworthiness and increased investor confidence of our economy. Mr. Speaker, reputable rating agencies such as Fitch, Moody's, and Standard & Poor's all could not help but applaud the government and upgraded our ratings. Mr. Speaker, what did we see Yanum did? They left our economy in a junk status, an economy placed under an ICU. Mr. Speaker, the average Ghanaian, I can now say, walking in the street, has money in
Mio constituency about Tompesiano ha one branch of Jenny Miss Bahu Mahama Adams 1 year training cano.
When him Casapa, or said the Nuancy Buntin Kuna.
So almost to the Bahu say, or Mofunium Zombe, if you're in geography, Abefu.
Nanzamba Kubika say, yeah, pillars in the name to Pejan and say, speaker. I was in a civil local government staff association, Closak, Wardomodic, and Samba 2 General Mo HSA. Aban anyone mo dia grobi antiase enim anuntino said ye won market ya won hyiesiti aban pese obedi suntino won mo de wakade nyina egu fom aka e de akere won mo a eka ekuo no ho anyina se obi a entena fie kopem se empanyimfo besanso aba abonten na won mo de nsanfoforo ebeba abatudwa na executive secretary edema sa klosa ekuo no eyewura Isaac Bampo Ado wono ene kasa wo kire se efitimra won market ya hyehyeye wone aban kosi nkonwa na fair wages and salaries commission wonum atimu bi national labor commission wonum nyina ka ho bi anom kosi nkonwa na nka wo hwe anmu kwan se efiri amfimpi no ane adununum general bosomide dikan mu kasa anhye ne befiti ase na ya adwuma nanso mpanyimfo tutu ahye da saa a besi ne wonum nsa enkan de wo pe anu nti na ka ho a wonu de wakade agu fom no na saa atua wonum atie ne nam so ama omayisuafo a wo hwe apadie ene emu enyuma ensem so eye Dr. Rashid Pepe odi atudwa wo kire se abane ntina de birada womu eguso eye nhye se de be ya closak for de wo se wonum nsaka no obetumi aye ne saa pepepe.
The last meeting we held with your leadership, let me also thank you for your determination to help us develop this country. Every single effort anybody makes in the name of your welfare and our collective welfare is in the interest of the collective national interest. So I know that you want to work, and I know that you have challenges because you have demands that are not yet met. But let me tell you, going on strike is not the final solution to it. Let's keep talking. So far, when you announce your strike, we have met as a leadership only once. I think that we should continue to discuss and continue to work together. And let's get to a point when you will say that, look, you will go on strike. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet.
Wono ene omayisuafo wo hwe apadie ene enyuma nsem so no wode saa adesredie eto closak ekuo no animu
mopafie na yeko premium ene super premium rice no e wodaso e wo dwaman so mo na de yie pa the upper sort de mu ye piano a premium any super premium emopefie ede aba what the jambi soya bean oil no diaba eye anwa efini keka bia enimu sade enimu eni adea yami tomato paste na ba ento sikrogen ena wode aye meso restaurant ni hotel wo do mo amu wo monten so eto ni ade no yento bi mfa nkofie nso na ye mfa nkosom abusua no ewo ehwo no mu adum kuma se ye ben oyepa fm patase ya nso kuma se nso ye ni achemfo hotel di ntwe ni mu Accra Media Pass and Gardens Junction hall enso won sabekan ya no afre yen ewo 0244 615 117 0244 615 117 ye ko dwabin rubang fi shedua nine ba ku ni ye gyan namro so edi sika ho dwuma monten kaboni bia mfemfiri ho ye nya yadwen so se ye bese ye dwumadi ayedie ye defining ka ba bia bebem eno nti na me kamfo dia ma se ena ya me ho kwan se won so betimi abaye shareholder no bomoden na dial star 389 star 984 hash bomoden na follow na instructions no na to shells ane wuti fie wuti ba bia enhu hia kra se obeko dwabin rubang ko no na wato de afei ye face deposit eno no oba bosomi miensa bosomi nsia bosomi dumienu no anyini na awo ane ade a kyese mfa so pe wa bebre ena ewo ho a ubenya ede afa ho ye beboa ma osika samatimi anyini ama niema akọ enkan ubetimi afre wo 0242 387498 na oni edi nkita ho
Jabolivia Enterprise and Conscious for the Future Life Smart Food aba edwaso na Future Life Smart Food o yeka ho asem no se aduane a wudi a eboa ama ho nkwammoa no wonum enya ahoden broni se boost immune system no eba ne se asakobase yare bia epese eba ni padua ni mu asanse wadi Future Life Smart Food a free Jabolivia Enterprise in chain no eboa man kwamwa ntumi kutia sa anyarewa na nunti menka se pintin bia da me yo na diti bibia nwu yafunu keke esanse aduane bia ubedi no ewo nsunsanso ewo apomuden eso anunti Jabolivia Enterprise and the Future Life Smart Food aba edwaso aduane no ne ye enye den kra fiber ewo protein vitamins and afi minerals ahodo nyina eboa ma brebia no wapom etimi ye den kama ye won koda de ene ye won panyimfo nso de ewo no we no enya afi na wapom adwuma no okwa fa eja na bom popopopo se de obokusie da bi we ne ye nye den eno ansa wodi nsuo afra na wadi wade kama wunumu a efra na wadi wade eno nti Jabolivia Enterprise say Fre 0242 878090 and 0246010150 sure chiri kwan wodu wani achire mu sofo line alignment wa patase kwan so and Jabolivia Enterprise ewo
Yentu Akaseɛ nso mfama mo edom kuma wo man Ghana na hye bedwafie se wono monte se odobo mi nu ampe emfa wo ane Ivory Coast man a ewiase nyina no wahanchemu aduonu ensia ye koko a wo de som akuafo wono ene wo produce no wo mate wo de so wahanchemu no aduonu enso nanso wo sesete wo de Ghana ne wo ti ene wo mbɛhyase no asante mantema no wo sa de wo mani akyeremu wo nananom koko akuafo so agbo aban ni tuja kopem se koko bo no obesa de akọ ebodada na ama wo mo
Oko assembly there be near meka awrehosam ni saying send akoko asia show man bia be truth and peppers woni na 87 years ni anti koko so da yes say agama so e bona ba fom ti atikoko 46 ka ayro e mi senya da krope nya se senkwa na abo no abafo se ne disi we do ya no abo no e ba fom class ni say asiante so da ye ba ne say keke tribo mu a na kakra beti bia ma hyemu ni aka kire grafo say ini anu to say agama so bona ba fom enti bi kura kokko ni enti ntum enti bi say ye momfa na momfa kuhye no emrepa ba ye betum di amamo sani aye no abe duru sesebra ye kwada ye kwete ya seseti atibolo so say na say nya akwanya akosra kwa awre ho akuafori mo kwa sabi sika kwa do to aduru kwa no kura wonya school fees wonya bronya kura to baba ko bato ama na yire ne manya no wonya awre ho sempa na ete ho ye nimsa abu ati atuso mu emre baba ama kise no a yesise na akonanim na de akuafo bebre kan say yes say ewura mahama say akufo ado kro na bon 3100 enti sa enya bibia akura mpa on do mpo 3100 yele efa ma wo mu na asundie emra na afre ahotom na se akufo de akufo de o ma ye fobo wo man That's a mechanical. Now, what you have Simon Soro, you have a Swabishia, a Quapo Washington region. Yes, we know what in Como. Near Musia Musu, yes, you are the same one. It's not a can water. That's a mechanical.
Kwame Redu.
We are another says you are on a year MP.
Mamponia Ononyamfo set or say Akuto ena yetene nken.
Kane Frank Krafo Adema All People's Congress Amanyuku APC Ayura Hassan Ayarega. Na Dr. Edward Yatuja say oh my Ghana enfinhia pere adusia enkununi ena yede ye ho enso ene oman ya bokotokwe ewo mpuntuom ade ebentira oso oman ne nhye danya nhye bia nto ho a efo ye mpuntuo nu ntina ma oman ni gina ba bie gina ni nsem binie.
It's lack of planning. We have a country without a serious national development plan. We jump from one point to another. We are not focused on planning. And there's a saying, who fails to plan, plans to fail. Until we begin to put structures, a proper planning, documented manifesto, not the manifesto from political parties that used to win elections with them and then find excuses and find excuses and then put in excuses. Oh, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. We have borrowed more than a country should borrow. Our debt stock is more than the citizens shared among ourselves. We can pay.
Dr. Hassan Ayarega wono Kane Frank Krafo de ma APC Amanyuku and what this me etuja. Yebejina eno so na yedi Owia TV Owia Kaseɛ bo fa hodie dade ne nyina asi wo ha anase enkoma newsroom aboafo kuku agando na afi akosua sumwa sɛ yeko MCR oba pa ya Grace ene director na afi technician on duty Abrantie Simon Nanayaw na Mr. President akenkanfo amote yene me Nana Kwame Achiman Opambo meni minua
Abusia Penny Owusu Ediomi.